So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to see about the Route 53 continuation, or the general process that will be taken for creation of a Route 53. Means using a server. So basically we will be seeing about the flowchart that will be used for usage of the Route 53. So first we will be having the domain, and we need to create the domain, and we will be having the domain hosting. Means some particular companies will be selling them, and we will be actually hiring from that. And from that we will go for creating a NS record, a record, and with the alias. Means it will be taking as an context for or contemporary text for load balancer that will be going for creating an EC2 instance. So basically we will be having different sorts of steps that will be used for using in the Route 53. So now we will be seeing about the general flowchart and how is the process, what we have used in that, and we generally will be seeing about everything about Route 53 now. So first we will be having, if you want to, so first we have discussed about the creating a domain or taking a domain or obtaining a domain. So that if you want to buy the domain, then you need to go for freenom company. So the freenom company will be giving you the server, and the required domain will be actually placed in the domain, so that we will be uploading the files or the uploading the data that we wanted to store there in the domain will be sent to the domain, so that you can create either public domain or private domain, which is of the zones. Means if you want to share for the publicly or any purposes of which is of useful for the public people, then you can go for public, or you can create an entire private zone for your companies, for whichever options if you want to take, you can take by that. So that you can give the custom name for the server, and you can actually host the server by actually giving your the a unique name according which is not there in the freenom society. So in we will be giving the name for the server, and we will be continuing towards the domain hosting. So we will be having, for creating a domain, we will be having 4 steps, and that will be information. Means which sort of information you are entering, or what is the information you are entering can be here in this information. And upgrade will be actually showing you the general sorted of stage, or the main which is given as a default will be given for you in the domain will be showing here. You can upgrade the society, or you can upgrade the zone, or upgrade the people that you need to watch, or you can give for the any sort of upgradations in the servers that we have actually obtained in it. And we will be having management of the tools. Means we will be having different sorts of tools, like changing the time, or changing the different access that will be given for the storage, or we can go for that. And we can go for prenom DNS managing. Means we will be managing the server that will be given in the manage prenom DNS. So we need to be going for the verifying the records, so that SOA and NS, as we know, we will be creating the domain, and we will be checking the actually they have created SOA and NS domains are created or not, or the records that are present available now will be created in the domain. So that now we will be going to create an EC2 instance. As you know the process, main process, we will be generally reviewing about it again, so that we will be actually having a overall view about that. So we will be checking all the required options that will be taken for into consideration. So first we will be going for AMI. So you will be having your AMIs, and public institution AMIs and community AMIs, you will be having them. You will be choosing your interested AMI. Basically we will go for default one, which is of Linux server, and we will go for instance type, and which type of instance that we are taking, or if you are using for basically in configuration for this server, you will go for configure instance. So we will be configuring the instance, so that we will be taking the any sorts of changes that will be required in the instance, and we will be taking the main process of that is required for the maintaining of the server, or any sort of configuration that will be taking for the server. We will be here configuring that, and add instances, or add storage. So we will be having here different types of storages, as we know. So we will be generally taking the standard standard access one. So we will be actually adding the storages that we wanted to say for that. So configuring the instances, there we can see the purpose of configuring it is having which type of RAM, and how many servers you wanted to do, how much amount of space you need to take it. You can configure it there. So add tags means the people who you wanted to use this instance, and whom you wanted to share, either public or private, or to the serve person. So the main root user. So here you can add the tags, and you can go for configuring security group. Which security group, if you have already created a security groups in the previous sessions, as we know, so you can add here the security group, so that You can give any sort of groups of people, the same instructions will be followed by every one of them. So you will be having this configuring security group, and we will be reviewing all the options that are given or that are taken until now, and we will be creating the instance. So that we will be having, while creating this, we will be adding the storage, or the, if you want to configure the data, then if you wanted to give any user data or user format of application, means if the instance is once created, whatever you wanted to give as a primary or the first data that should to be run in that instance, that will be given here. So we will be taking hash and exclamatory mark slash bin slash bash, means you are giving it in the Linux operating system basis, means shell scripting. So that we will be giving here mupdate -y. So mupdate hyphen y, with that we will be updating the server to the latest format, and you will be giving the m install http, and hyphen y will means you will be installing the Apache server for the information, and you will be giving the cd hyphen var or cd slash var slash www slash html, so that you are creating a website server, public server out of it. And you will be going for echo means creation html h1, which is the web server hosting platform. And you will be going for the service http start, means you will be starting the server, or if you wanted to take the Apache to take on from there, you can go from for that option. And you need to check the httpd configuration, so that you will be giving that option also, check config httpd on, so that it will be checking the Apache servers that are used in the main purposes right there. So after creation of the EC2, as you know, we need to go for the load balancer. So load balancer will be actually defined as a load balancer distributes the incoming application of the traffic across the multiple EC2 instances in multiple available zones, so that the increase in the fault of the tolerance in the applications in the elastic load balance detects the unhealthy instances and route traffickers only with the healthy instances. So if you wanted to generally take the route traffic, then you can go for healthy instances. So if the instance is healthy, then you can go for route traffic. And there are different types of options or the stages that you need to go through for managing the load balancer. So first you will be having the defining the load balancer, means what type of load balancer you are going to use, or what type of load balancer you are taking to use will be considered here. And we will be assigning the security groups, as we read earlier. We will be having separate sort of security groups created before, or if you want to create, you can create it there and give the security group to the people, so that how many people which people can use this group or this server or instance or this load balancing will be taken at there. And configuring the security settings means you will be having the IAM roles, so that you will be taking the charges into what type of operations they can perform, or which type of people can operate which performances, then can be taken by that. And configuring health check. So health check means they will be actually taking the it will be checking the health of the instance at the particular time of the day the server open, so that it will be giving you any alarms or any sort of information that will be given for us. So you will be actually setting some sort of time in seconds, so that if it has any sort of impulses in that, then it will be showing us the information. So that the advanced checking will be happening in the configure health check, so that it will be having response time, means how much time it is taken to respond, and how much interval has been given in between for that. And unhealthy threshold means what is the format where it has caused the unhealthy threshold or healthy threshold. That is the two options that we will give, where we will be giving actually 2 to 3 seconds for them, so that it will be actually maintain our server by actually after that some particular time of the period 2 seconds. So next we will go for adding the EC2 instance for the load balancer, so that it will be checking the instance whether it is working or not, the healthy and unhealthy process, and everything it goes under the process. And it will be asking for the tags, means if you want to give any sort of people or a bunch of people who wanted to use this load balancer, or you can actually alter the data in the load balancer can be given here. So that we will be reviewing all of this, and we will be accepting the entire system, so that the load balancer is formed. And next we will be having the targeting groups or target groups. Basically the target groups tells a load balancer where to direct the traffic, means if you for suppose you have searched something in the Google, then you will be getting notifications from other companies. So how do they get the information that you need to want to see this? So this is the basic targeting options. So if you are in a particular zone, or if you're interested in particular things, then it will target the load balancer to direct the traffic towards you. Means EC2 instances will be having fixed IP addresses, or the AWS lambda functions, which will be actually having their particular domain where they will be creating or saving the data where the user has used that. So it will be creating the load balancer. You can create the one or more listeners and configure the listener rules to the traffic, so that it will be taking one information from the Google. And if for suppose if you see, if you search for suppose we say this table, so if you search for it in the Google, Amazon will be giving you the notification that this table is of this much of percentage of discount will be there in that. So there is the information, as we know, in the server. It will be taking, storing, and giving you into the general sort of purposes. So it will be targeting the audience or the targeting the group according to the zones or the personal requests by the users. So next we will be going for the different types of steps that are involved in this flowchart. That is, we are going to create a record map, and we will be mapping it to the naked domain. We will be actually, naked domain means, as we know, the domain which is actually known as the apex record. So we will be mapping it with the naked domain with the ELB, means load balancer, that will be actually taken as an advantageous thing, because you can store the data, or you can transfer the data from one balancing, as we read earlier. So create one more record of the www dot, means you need to give some server and connecting it to the existing host zone. Means you need to add the zone to the particular format of data, so that you will be giving the public IP address, and you will be taking the information that is required from them, so that you will be having the twisted plot of the data, where we can, as I said, no, you can transfer the data from one group to another group. So that test the hosting in the naked domain or apex record, and with the full domain name, so that you will be entering the public IP address, and you will be entering the full domain name, so that you will be having the entire domain process in your hand. So that this is how the route 53 is used. And the process which is used, or the continuous flow chart which you have used, or different types of steps that are taken for creating a route 53 server, or engaging a route 53 into the public domain, can be seen here. So the last part will be of the route 53, means the latency of the data, or the particular server latency of the server can be seen at that point. So next video we will be seeing about the latency and the final part of the route 53. Thank you.